kind of comes, and it's kind of off the backs of you talking about the weirdos. But what principles do the New
Yeah.
Black Panther Party currently take in addressing self-hate and fostering rebuilding of empowerment? Because that's part of kind of like going what you're saying, that filters out a lot of the weirdos. But just speak a little bit on that.
We grew up in the hood like most black folks. Little did they know it comes gorillas from the south coast. Breaking the boots out, leaving them broken in many pieces. Black rain for now 5, explosion posse on the 6 with this revolutionary tactic. Them flips up under my mattress. I practice pro-blackness, now this ain't our prejudice, Western intelligence. No, I'm not suicidal, but I'm dying for my people. No, I'm not articulate, I distinguish good from people. I used to wear long crowns, align my mind to burn from ignorance. I cut away my perm, I got strong, some can't deal with this mentality. Think that I'm weak, I'm not no gangster. It won't be televised, how many times my posse pull the trigger. Lord, oh Lord, am I the devil too, or am I really the son? Back to the throne, son, the prophet's true image of you, a portrait that I could not never see. Dumb as I may be, I never go, I kamikaze, G, genocide.
Back off what Sister Krystal was just saying about the weirdos.
Yes.
You know, I always believe, this is my belief when it comes to dealing with people that, you know, I used to tell brothers this, you know, when I was displaced, you know, when I was on the island, I used to tell brothers this. Because, you know, you got brothers that's hustling, you got brothers that's gang banging, you got brothers that's doing all kind of things, but they want to participate in revolutionary activities. And I used to always tell brothers, you don't necessarily have to be a Panther to participate in a revolutionary activity. Because as a Panther, there are certain things that's required of you. And coming into this thing, you have to accept that these are the things that I cannot do, period, point blank. And it's not even based off any kind of moral high ground type of situation. It's an understanding of where we're at and what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a masterful opponent that knows how to take small things and use them against the entire group. For instance, you
Right.
talk about the sisters that was in the sex trade. Oh, that would be lovely for that for that mastermind to take that and paint the part as a whole bunch of strippers and drug dealers. So these are just
Exactly.
simple things. And one of the things that I think, and I've been inactive for a while now, so this is just my humble opinion. One of the things that I think is that people who are still real active and boots on the ground cannot tolerate anything, no matter how good these people are, no matter how much you like them. You know, if you see something that's against those principles, that's against that professional warrior ethic, you have to dismiss these people, period. You can't convert them right now. You just got to dismiss them. And you could tell them, hey, you know, you could still participate on the low. You know, if you want to donate money, if you want to donate time, if you want to come to this feed the children thing we got going on, or this event that we got going on, cool. But you cannot be in uniform and cannot be a card carrying member of the party and be selling heroin. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
these are just principles, not only that people coming into the party have to stand by, but people who are considered to be leadership or those who are guiding people have to stand by. This is just one of my ideas that I've always believed in, and I've always been kind of harsh, and I'm kind of the opposite of War. Me and War, we kind of the opposite end of the spectrum with each other. War will tolerate people a long time, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you wasn't like that, I wouldn't have never became politicized. If War was more like me, I would have become a revolutionary, and that's just a fact. So I can kind of argue against myself with that. But at the same time, I believe it, like you said earlier, I think it's better to have 5 good generals, 5 good lions than 500 poor sheep. I just truly believe that. I believe those sheep gonna weaken the movement. And I think that uh, when you force people, when you force people to face up, like you was talking about, it's hard to find those who willing to pay that $25 a month. People pay for what they believe in. They invest in the things that they believe gonna bring about results. And when people refuse to do simple things like that, that's telling us something about who they are and what they truly believe in. If they believe in this movement, if they believe in where this thing is trying to go. Because people put their money to the things they believe in. They won't pay $25 for dues, but they'll show go out to eat at Golden Corral or Furs or something, like wherever the hell people going. You know, they won't pay 25 for dude, they'll $1 for dude, but they'll go to the club. And you know, these are the things that I think that we gotta look at and address and kind of eliminate from amongst the ranks. I said all that, and I got a question. Then I'm gonna be quiet again. I got a question. Where is the direction of the new Black Panther Party? Where is the new Black Panther Party going? And in your humble opinion, I know this is a big question because people have been trying to solve this one for like 30, 40 years. How do we find the freedom or the liberation that we all say that we're looking for? What is the answer to that?
That's a good question. That's something that people ask us all the time. And the new Black Panther Party is going to go as far as Black people go. Just plain and simple. You know, we are the people. You know, we can put this patch on, the belt button on, but at the end of the day, we can't go no further than our people go. You know, and like I was saying, we're being hunted. You know, we're being hunted for extermination. The so-called global elites plan is to eliminate 2/3 of the population of the planet. But 2/3 of the population of the planet are non-whites. You know, that would be us and our kind, our people. You know, like it says in our manual, we're Black nationalists, Pan-African revolutionary scientists. Black nationalists, Pan-African revolutionary scientists. So our situation is a new Black Panther Party is no different than the average brother and sister on the street. You know, I was just going back to what you said earlier, or what you were just speaking on. You know, we came down here and we had a probability that Sister Sanaya, Brother Sharif's daughter, was probably a victim of sex trafficking. I find myself reaching out to the same sister that we told she couldn't join. Once we found out she was a sex involved in selling herself online, because I wanted her to explain to me this underworld. You know, like, how do you get on? I wanted her to go check these sites to see if somebody has sold the brother, has sold the little sister. You know, and a couple of days that we did get her to try to help us do something, she was sincerely trying to help, but she reverted back to her old shifty ways. You know, it was crazy. You know, I find myself, I'm like, oh my God, I kicked this lady out and tell her to go start Black Holes Matter. and and damn, I had to go back and ask her to help. And she tried to help. You know, she was able to explain some stuff. I didn't know they had all these sites. You know, it's a whole underworld. But she didn't find it, but she was still active in that world. And in talking with her, she talked about how she had been molested her whole life by multiple people in her family. We got
Usually
some
that's where it
problems
comes
in our
from.
Black nation. We have some problems in our Black nation that, you know, that are very deep. You know, how far the Black Panther Party is going to go. We are freedom fighters. So till Black people are free, we ain't gonna go no further than our people. There is no cookie cutter solution to none of this. Like Brother E said, I don't know what Brother E was alluding to, but we in this battlefield. We figuring it out as we go. You know, I don't know how to. You know, like I said, we don't know how to deal with anything except but to deal with it. You know, we look at what resources we have. We look at who's willing to deal with different scenarios, and we hit the ground when we have the capacity to hit the ground. We get so many emails about injustice. We need a true Department of Justice. We get so many emails and calls about racism. But it's very messed up that we have to take the worst scenarios, or when it hits our door, that we deal with it. We really have a long way to go as a people, as revolutionaries. So everybody's into these egos. You know, we got 12 different entities. You know, we need to pull them together, or somebody take a role, but it doesn't happen like that. And not just with the party, it's with the Black movement, period. You know, but we soldier on. But everything that's wrong with our community, we really can't deal with it. But it's so much individualism. It's so much sexism. It's so much Black hate. It is ridiculous. What does it matter what somebody's sex is? That's dumb. What does it matter how much what paperwork you got from the white man? Who cares? We are all targeted in some shape, form, or fashion on a daily basis. We're all affected when somebody gets murdered. If the family gets a settlement or not, the Black nation has been traumatized. It's just like when they would take a buck and break him in front of everybody. This is what they are doing by showing us being murdered on a daily basis, keeping us in trauma and fear of the pigs.
Kind of going off what you just got through talking about, the fact that obviously we have multiple formations, whether we're talking about New Black Panther Party or different Panther formations, period. What do you see as a possible path of progressive unification?
I think we just take these patches off and just be Black Panther. That's it. No acronyms, no adjectives.
So you do agree with the
That's my
idea
answer.
that you agree then that at some point it's gonna come down to that.
It is that, boy. What, brother? What is you talking about? You are a New Black Panther Party, and so is Psych, and so is E. I don't know what y'all talking about.
This ain't for us. This ain't for us. It's for the listening audience. Okay.
This Panther Party ain't. But we all want, you know. I'm serious. Like I told these young people yesterday, look, it's a church on every corner. Good. We got Panthers everywhere. You got the Ebenezer Baptist Mountain Church, Mount Zion, you know what I'm saying? And that's the institution in the Black people's mind. So the Panther is really becoming an institution in the Black people's mind, you know. Long as we can now, if we get to the point, which I haven't seen it to the point where we don't link up, those like people who are not of the same principle or we don't deal with them. You know, we had some characters pop up. We was able to check that, address that. You know, but we need to pull together. You know, I'm with it. You know, I think we've evolved. You know, to just wearing a button. We just be back Black Panthers. Let's pull a house together. Whatever it takes. You know, and honestly, I'm ready to get out this plantation. I want to see what it's like to be on motherland. I want to spend a few years on the continent. I'm gonna pull a Kwame Ture on y'all. Maybe I go to Angola. I ain't talking about Angola, Louisiana. I'm talking about Angola, Africa. Let me be clear.
All right, another question.
But now,
Question real quick. Just to give you, if you want to speak on this, just give you this platform to do so. There are current allegations out there or in social media with people trying to condemn your character. What can you just say to put that to rest?
well, that got started by this old coon named Tahaka Bay. Yeah, it was an attack, a character attack, because we've been going too hard. We've been checking the establishment. We've been checking states after states. We've had insurrections. We've been going directly, checking governors, district attorneys, police departments, from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, you name it. And even now, most recently, South Carolina. So to think that I wouldn't come under attack would be foolish. I mean, I've come under attack the whole time I've been in the new Black Panther Party. You know, people were levying false allegations about me because as part of counterintelligence operation, the three things that counterintelligence said you have to discredit, disrupt, and destroy. So character attacks come under discredit. I mean, they couldn't discredit, so they try to disrupt, you know, by putting out lies. I say anybody that's got something to say, face me. Let's put it on the table. They won't do it. Because the truth, you know, is just that. People hiding behind the camera on the social media, on the Facebook. We had this coon dude named Tahaka Bay. I initially came on his program to expose the coonanery that GMJ was doing working with the police that we had an issue with NFAC. I'm like, okay. And we really was checking it out and sincerely went out in solidarity to work with these people. But when the brothers start trying to work side by side with the police in Louisiana for the Trey Peppering case, we said no. And then we found that they were trying to do the same thing in Louisville. We were like, you can't be a freedom fighter and work side by side with the police. And so we figured it was an operation. And so there was a show we went on called Moorish World TV. Moor-ish. They're not Moors, they're kind of Moor-ish that we have found out. And so this brother wanted me to speak ill on another comrade, Dr. Ali Muhammad, who I had introduced to their program. I refused to do that. So this coon went on a character attack after me. And we went to his front door. Yes, we did. We did a hoe test. You know, they got protests. We did a hoe test. We went to go pull his card to prove that he was nothing but a coward that was going around just attacking Black people. And sure enough, after he's been attacking me, now he's attacking the nation, the Hebrew, and the Moors, who he's supposed to be about. And we did our research on him and found out that this brother had 11 domestic violence cases and 3 child abuse cases. So I said, we figured, how could somebody have such a heavy background, not only that had multiple other charges, how could somebody have such a heavy background of beating on women, get this platform? And so it is our opinion, it is my opinion that this was an operation, because that operation came along simultaneously when we started raising question on some of the operations that were going on with the NFAC. There was another brother who started a program called a group called the Fred Hampton Gun Club, who started going after me on social media as well by the name of Talib Atundi. And interesting about him, he has an OnlyFans page. Do you brothers know about that? What an OnlyFans page is?
Yeah.
Well, it's like a social media, it's a social media private site. The brother had an OnlyFans page masturbating on 8 different videos. What I'm talking about is people of low moral character attacking someone who's been seasoned. And coincidentally, it came right around the time when your brothers and sisters were saying we got to make sure that, you know, myself, it was known that you guys had my back when the Panthers started coming to attack. I was like, is this a coincidence? It started with Talib. And at the time, I didn't know where this dude came from. So just to cut to the chase, these social media attacks are part of a modern counterintelligence operation. And they show misdemeanor in their operations because the individuals who participate in this, they don't really have a large following. And they have a heavy European following. And what is social media? Anybody can jump on a computer, on the laptop, but we never see these individuals in the battlefield. And they all have a certain pattern. Their language is pro-police. Their language is anti-Black nationalist. Their language is that of including everyone. But anyone that's in any type of leadership position or that's doing aggressive work against the enemy would know that they would come under attack, just looking at history. So, you know, we've done our best to address these characters, but we didn't want to give too much, you know, fuel over and over, giving them energy. So we made a couple of videos of our own, YouTube channels on our own, a couple of direct actions of our own to check these coons. And other than that, we just been moving forward.
All right, well, I got one last question. Basically, what's your final message that you would like to emphasize in regard to the new Black Panther Party legacy and people that may be interested in jumping aboard?
Yes, the new Black Panther Party is a continuation of a very powerful legacy of the Black Panthers, period. We are Black nationalists. We're very spiritual people. We're not religious. We honor everyone's right to whatever their spiritual or religious belief is, but we say that when you come into this formation, let your religion be your own personal business, but to put your energy into Black liberation. We ask, you know, that people, you know, contribute at least 4 hours out the week, you know, towards Black liberation at a minimum. You know, people spend 40 hours a week on a plantation or 20 hours a week on a plantation. We ask for a commitment of 4 hours, and the majority of that is going to be in serving the people. We ask that you elevate your mind and get into the course of study that we have. And most of all, the new Black Panther Party is looking for sincere brothers and sisters. We have doctors, we've got attorneys, we've got veterinarians, nurses, carpenters, botanists, you name it, herbalists, whatever lane you're already in, use that lane to help our people. And the new Black Panther Party, we can be reached in this formation at mbpp.org. We stand in solidarity with every Black Panther formation that is here and sincerely working for Black liberation. We are anti-corruption. We are anti-neocolonialists. We are looking to expand on the continent. Right now, we're working with the African, as with the diaspora representatives of the African Union and the New African Network. We have allies, and not only in South Africa, but in Ghana, in Liberia, and the different ECOWAS regions. So we're looking to take this thing more onto an international level as well. There's nothing wrong with having our own nation state territory, but we are evolving into getting into producing products and doing import and export between the islands and the motherland, because we have to get financially independent. We've made it this far on our tools and fuse, but to evolve for what's coming ahead, we gotta get some serious bread. And so we're finding ways that we can do that allows us to be not only independent, but that both men and women and children can do. And that's why we focusing on agriculture. And there are many things that we can't say online, but that we're doing. But that's something that everyone needs to focus on. You can grow a seed in your apartment, in a bowl, put it in the window. Everyone must start practicing growing. Get into water stacking and purification, martial arts, and weaponry. There's no sense in being a sitting duck when we see what's coming down the pipeline. And at the same time, we have everything we need amongst our Black nation to be self-determined. And that's the bottom line. So again, our website is nbpp.org. And that's it. Black Power.